right, we're ready. Hey, this is Phil Lilley, and we're on Table Rock Lake. Going to do one cast today. It's Sunday the 28th of April with Tony Weldele and Squincher Outdoors.
All right, guys.
He's gonna tell you what we're gonna do.
Yesterday I fished this bank, and when the wind's blowing, you want to throw a swim bait on the bank. I've been keeping the boat in about 20 foot of water. This is a 2.8 Kitech with a 1/4 ounce head, 8-pound line, and most of the fish are suspended. So the boat's in 20, but our bites are coming to 10 or 12 foot, so about halfway back from the bank. So all you can do is just make long fan casts and just go down the bank and just be patient, and you'll get a smallmouth, hopefully. They were here yesterday, so that means we will catch nothing. Just kind of cast ahead of the boat a little bit.
Yeah.
And just hold your rod tip down and just reel real slow. Cast it a mile.
I got Jackson with me too.
We've avoided the storms so far today, but it looks like before dark we might get some. Or after dark.
So they're not on the bottom. You said they're.
Yeah, these are kind of suspended ones.
Yeah.
But yesterday there was a bunch of bait blown in this pocket, and we got the wind blowing in here again today. So.
Yeah, the wind's out of the south. Jack, you can't drink water out of this boat. It's too high.
Does he want to drink?
He does. I did not see where that landed. So this is imitating a shad or bait fish.
Yeah, there's been a lot of shad. Anytime the wind's been blowing hard, it's been blowing the bait back in these pockets, and these are basically spawning pockets, so you got fish moving in and out, just chasing the bait around.
Oh, nothing on the first cast.
Bass aren't quite as accommodating as the trout, are they?
You never know.
You never know. Pollen getting you.
Yeah, probably just dry throat. I think we've gotten about 3 inches of rain so far. We've avoided all the storms.
But the lake has jumped up a bit, hasn't it?
The lake's come up, this lake's come up about a foot. Will you catch a goggle eye on this too?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
a big goggle eye.
Yeah.
Yesterday we had spotted bass, smallmouth, and largemouth all on this bank. And there's a conservation brush pile. If you can see on the camera, you probably know where we're at. We're in the Chateau Marina Cove. No hiding it today, I guess. The condos that are in the back.
So the lake is up over 915, which is the winter power pool. Here, I think it's June 1st, it changes to 917 as the summer power pool. So for this time of year, Table Rock's still fairly low.
Watercolor is beautiful though, it looks great.
Yeah.
Brush pile. You can see it on the sign there. There's about half
Yeah, we avoid that, right? These are not weedless hooks.
I'm going to cast in the general direction of it. you think they'll run a little more water on Taneycomo now that we got the lake up a little bit?
It's hard to say. I don't know. Last Sunday they ran it all day. This Sunday they run it all day. I don't know what it is about Sundays.
I always used to tell everybody it seemed like it was off on Sunday for the fly fishermen, which I know
Right.
is not true, but
I know.
it seemed like that was a pattern that used to be the case.
Yep. The water's getting up into this, what do they call it, buckbrush?
Yeah, that's a little buckbrush. It wasn't in the water the other day, I know that.
Yeah. I mean, when I fish a grub, I've always felt that tap, but
Yeah.
get it, or does it just load up?
I kind of like it. It kind of just feels heavy. You know, you're turning your handle and your handle all of a sudden doesn't want to turn.
Right.
Water temperature's almost 63 degrees, so it's getting up there, pretty nice temperature.
Yeah.
Right there.
It's out, though.
Down a little bit farther than what we are.
Okay. So I'll go a little faster. I don't want to get hung on that brush pile.
Hang me a big crappie off that brush pile for dinner, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Jackson, we're trying. Hang on, buddy. Ooh, that was a brush pile. Oh, good. Of course, for one cast, I brought you to my honey hole, and we've got nothing.
I don't know.
We're gonna catch it.
I used to fish all these banks in here using a grub, and
The kind of bank that I like to fish this time of year, you got a little bit of gravel and a little bit of mixed rock, so it's a good spawning pocket, and you'll have fish moving in and out on a daily basis coming in here. Yesterday we did catch them all the way to the very back there.
not many people fishing Taney today, but the ones that were, yesterday was, one cast yesterday, we really struggled and heard everybody else struggled, and guides said that they struggled. Tony,
We struggled.
yeah. Tony said that they caught all their fish in front of our dock. But I had some guys go out this morning, and they said it was still pretty tough.
I seen Ricky and Steve Dickey were both in the trophy area yesterday, and they were both leaving at about 9 o'clock, and everybody was scrambling trying to get everybody on fish. The water was off color. It was like perfect for trout fish. It looked like, I told my people, I'm like, man, we're going to whack them today. Of course.
Right.
But we had a lot of, I guarantee there was a lot of food washed in the Taneycomo with that rain and all the creeks flowing and everything. Those fish may have fed really good the night before.
Right. Well, it might be the same here. I mean, I fished State Park a few days ago and
Nothing.
ran that whole bank and didn't get a bite. It was crazy. Usually catch a little bass or something.
Yeah, something state parks. There was several tournaments scheduled for today, and they all got canceled, so the lake hasn't had a lot of pressure today, so we don't really have an excuse.
We don't have that excuse.
We don't have that excuse. Actually, it's beautiful. It says thunderstorms later on this evening, but you wouldn't know
Yeah,
right now.
7 o'clock. It's about 4 now, I think. Should have brought my marabou jigs.
I'm sure I have one in there. It's on the dash right there.
Yeah.
I have tried topwater a couple times this week already, and I still haven't yet to catch a fish on topwater, so we're a few days away from that.
Is that a post-spawn?
Yeah, just got to get that water temperature up a little bit and a little bit of post-spawn, and the fish will start feeding on topwater here pretty quick.
I'm gonna shed this jacket here in a second.
Yeah. Is it possible?
Well, it stopped.
That's good. Right.
It wasn't.
All the way back in the corner yesterday. We caught them all down this whole stretch yesterday.
I think it was a stick.
Stick bass. I fished a couple different spots. I fished over by Yogi Bear Campground and stuff yesterday first, and this is where we came second, which is about right now. And this was by far the best spot.
I want to try to do some more one cast videos on Table Rock this spring.
Need to do one when the big bluegill are biting.
Well, yeah, that's a given. You will
That's
catch.
one of my favorite things.
You
to
will
do.
catch fish. Yeah, I need to do that.
For some reason, nobody bluegill fishes on this lake, and there's giant bluegill in here.
Yep, there's that point that we just started on is a really good one.
may be in the very back today.
Yeah.
I know one thing, when you're bass fishing and you can't catch one, the worst thing you can do is start speeding up, and you just got to keep going slow and just keep doing the same thing. Eventually we'll get one to bite. It's like the harder you try and you start doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing, it just compounds your problem. Just catch one 4-pound smallmouth and you won't care about what happened the first time.
It's possible.
We had a 19-incher yesterday right here.
Wow.
Got it? Good one?
I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, I got a fish.
Let me get the net. Probably a big
I did
smallmouth.
something.
It's a giant.
I did something a lot different.
You let it sink all the way
Yeah,
down?
I did.
Get him in there.
I let it go down.
That's what we came after right there, boys.
All right. How big is
Your old
it?
fish loose. Let's check.
Ah. Yeah.
17 inches.
When I picked up. Boop. Yeah, I let it about halfway to the boat. I let it sink, and when I started back up, he's there. So I thought, am I already on the bottom?
That's what I was telling those kids yesterday. If it feels funny, set the hook. He ate it too. There's no doubt about that, was there? On the creek's coming out this corner. This is kind of the channel side. It's a little deeper on this side.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they'll just sit right in the ditch back here. I said the wind's probably been blowing back here all day. There's got to be some bait back here. Get back here with the live scope and see if we can see it. So he didn't hit it hard, just kind of loaded up.
Oh, no.
Heavy.
Yeah, like I said, about halfway back the boat, I let it drop, and my line went slack, and it's on the bottom. When I picked up, he was there. So he hit it on the drop.
We're still in 17 foot right here in this little ditch. But they fight good, don't they?
Well, it didn't have much of a head shake in the beginning. I thought, I have a fish? It was just heavy. Yeah, they always fight good.
Did catch one smallmouth on Taneycomo a couple weeks ago. Oh, I just missed one. He smashed it. Oh, man. How the heck did they miss that?
Yeah, DJ brought in a walleye this morning.
Really?
He caught it on a jig across from Trout Hollow.
Nice. A keeper size? Nice.
Yeah, about 18, 19 inches.
Well, that tells me they may be blowing all the way back in here because that's 2 bites in a row back here.
No, it was on a jerkbait.
Oh, you caught it on a jerkbait?
Jerkbait, yeah. So he said he swallowed it. There's no length limit on walleye.
On
Taney.
You can just keep them.
Yeah. Same with crappie. Same with bass. The only length restrictions on Taney are for trout.
Should start catching a few white bass too. They should start moving out of the creeks and moving back to the main lake. So any day you could start getting some whites. We had 5 white bass last week. Those are the first ones that I really caught up here on the main lake. There he is, little guy.
All right.
Little spotted bass. Squirrel right there. You guys, the bass will pretty much tell you what they're doing on Table Rock. You know, we just fished one of the best banks that I've been catching fish on all week. Didn't get a bite out on the main lake coming in. Now we're almost to the very back. And like I said, we've had a south wind all day, so it's been blowing back in this pocket all day. We're only in 13 foot of water, but we just had three different hits back here. So that tells me when we go to the next spot, I'm going to look for the same similar conditions. Table Rock's so big, you know, everywhere doesn't have fish. You know, you got to fish where they're at.
That's pretty good advice.
Oh my God, giant white bass. Hit it right at the boat. Popped it right out of the head.
That's a sow, and she's got eggs. Well, no, I take it back. No, I'm gonna leave it alone.
I watched that thing come up and get it right when I was getting ready to pull it out of the water.
I take it back. It doesn't have a belly. I thought it did. Nice.
Just said something about maybe being white bass back here. How deep are we now? We're only in 10 foot, so they're all the way back in here today. Scared me. I literally was about to pull the lure out of the water and it ate it.
Wow. There's a few more fish on live scope. I need to update my live scope. It's not as clear as yours.
I got the SV34. I got the upgraded one.
Oh. Okay.
I was like jumping up a covey of quail. It scared me. Throw one way back in there. Way back.
Where there's one white bass, there's more.
Yeah, you typically. I said the channel, the creek channel comes in. There's a little ditch right in the middle here. Smallmouth, spotted bass, and white bass. We just need a largemouth, and we've pretty much caught everything. There's some bait back there. See him? There's some fish
Yep.
on them.
Mm-hmm. See that? Right there.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them in here.
Well, that's
That was
bait ball. Something's coming through them. See if I can throw through them.
Be fun to get on a mess of white bass.
Yeah.
There he is, way back in there. Little guy. Oh, he came off. It was a little fish. Man, look at all the bait stuff. The whole screen.
Oh my gosh. You're right. Ah, we're in 4 foot of water.
Yeah, there's still fish back here.
Ah, there's a white.
It was white bass, you think?
I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow.
Oh,
He smoked it. Let me back this up.
I just went to do the camera and he smoked it.
That had to have been a white bass, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
About it. Didn't catch anything back here right now. Looks to be a largemouth anything.
Let's try to do that again.
Probably couldn't be better conditions. We got a front getting ready to come in. Wind's blowing. Tomorrow morning it says a north wind 3 miles an hour, so I'm sure my guide trip tomorrow will be horrible.
Shad right there, popping the surface.
The whole bottom is covered with them. That looks like a pretty good one you had on there too. If you put on a little jerk bait and threw it back in there, if you can get your, look at them chasing right there.
Yeah.
Look at all the flickers on the water.
Yeah. It's bottom. It's going too slow.
You heard any more mushroom stories? Has anybody found it? Or is it over?
No. I try to ignore those things.
Needed this rain about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So if you want to go try another spot,
Yeah, we can.
okay. I mean, whatever you want to do. I don't need to sit on these white bass.
Okay. Let's go try that other spot right across the smallmouth yesterday real quick. It's getting darker out. We might
It is
not want to be
dark.
out here too long.
Yeah. It's starting to get a little darker. Same thing, right?
We just came over to the next little pocket where the wind's still blowing. We caught a couple fish here last night. It's only about 14 foot here, so you won't have to let it sink quite as long. As cool as it is, maybe we won't get the bad storms tonight. You know, didn't get a chance to get.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be bad. I think that's why we hadn't gotten the bad weather. It just really hadn't been that hot here. But it's supposed to be in the 80s later this week.
did see on Facebook today was the U.S. Open bow fishing tournament down in Louisiana that they have every year, and the winning team for 20 fish had over 500 and something pounds. The one that had an alligator gar that weighed 178 or 177. Don't quote me on that, but
Oh my gosh.
them boys took home $30,000 for shooting some fish last night, so that was a pretty good night.
Wow. £130 fish. I mean,
Yeah,
you got to have some gear to get that.
yeah, those boys down there. There's a big smallmouth just chased it all over the boat. Yeah, they take that bow fishing a little serious down south. Had a nice one, followed it up all the way to the boat. If they start running the water hard, will the scud population increase? Because like I haven't seen a lot of when I've been cleaning my fish lately. I haven't really seen a lot.
I think the population it's better, but it also kicks them loose.
Is that what it is? They're out there, but they're
And
just
they
harder
can-
for the trout to get to.
Yeah. Yep. Harder the water, the more that gravel kicks loose and dislodges those scuds. That's why floodgates, have you drifting along like in your boat, you can hear that gravel rolling underneath your boat. Those scuds are just rolling down with the gravel.
I did clean a couple yesterday that were real pink and nice, pretty ones. So there's some bigger ones in there, and they're turning pink.
Mm-hmm.
Have they stocked lately? Have you seen the stocking boat? Or?
Yeah, we don't see a stocking boat. It stays down. But I'm sure they're stocking.
There's one. Good one. He bumped it hard.
Good.
They have smallmouth fight, don't they? Not quite that good. But he hit it like he was big. Another little smallmouth.
When I fished grubs or went grubs in the past, and you're talking 30 years, I've always used
Believe it or not,
olive and brown and just anything green. Of course, pumpkins.
I had some Zoom smoke and pepper grubs the other day, and I put one on my rod while they were casting these, and I caught fish on it. You know, we get in the bad habit of forgetting what we used to catch fish on. Sonato loves it. Tim Sonato, been a fishing guide here for 40 years, and he loves to tell me the story when he was a kid. His dad would let him go out in the morning, and he'd tie up to a cedar tree with a blue plastic worm and catch his limit of bass every morning before he'd go to school. And I don't think I own a blue plastic worm now, so.
Right. We used to fish the grape purple plastic worms.
Yep, and caught fish.
Oh yeah. Bass pond or farm ponds. I didn't fish any lakes or anything growing up.
20 foot right here in this edge of this pond. You didn't have to twist my arm very hard to go do the one cast, did you? Want to go catch a smallmouth? Okay.
It was a toss-up. I mean, I'll still probably go home and run up, throw a jig
Try it.
with the water running. I mean, we just hadn't seen the water running that much, so.
I told Phil yesterday that I don't think I've ever turned on my electronics to do a guide trip, and I turned on the live scope yesterday in front of your guys' resort, and the amount of trout that are in there is bizarre. It's amazing how many trout actually are living in Lake Taneycomo. And they're still hard to catch.
Well, and I had a guy staying with me that said that he caught 15 off the dock yesterday, throwing a jig and pink worm under a float.
I don't really know what holds them right there in that little stretch. Is it a little flat up in front of your dock, right where the channel drops off or something? I don't know. They were
No idea.
like that's where they wanted to be.
No idea.
Lost our breeze a little bit here, didn't we?
Yeah. I think it's laid down overall, actually. Well, yeah, we're kind of, that point is kind of breaking a little bit of the wind.
Get one right out on that point.
That was a touch. You didn't hit it very hard.
Halfway back.
Yeah.
Tracy did a spoonbill trip yesterday, and that was the first time that they didn't catch a spoonbill. So that tells me that they're probably done spawning and moving out of the river, heading back down to the lake too. But he said there was a lot of debris up in the James River yesterday. That may have had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, we drove over Bridgeport and it was pretty dirty.
It was pretty dirty.
Yeah. But we went over Flat Creek Bridge and it was like this, actually. We drove over the Finley, you know, up at 65 in Springfield, and it was chocolate milk and rolling pretty good too. And driving to Mountain Grove, there was a lot of water in the fields.
It'll take another day or two for the lake to crest, won't it?
Yeah, I think so.
All that water's got to filter its way down from Springfield to get into the lake.
Yeah, but I don't think it's coming from everywhere though, you know.
Out to this point and see if we can catch one more fish.
Wonder what they're doing out there in that boat. He's sitting in the same place
Yeah,
for a
been
while.
there for a little while.
Yeah.
Staring down his live scope like every other fisherman on the planet now.
Yeah. Do you think they'll ban them from tournaments?
At some point in time, maybe. I don't know. It don't make the fish bite, but it is kind of nice to know that they're there.
Me. Catch a fish while I'm messing with this. All right.
Good spot to catch your walleye.
Is this a good walleye point?
You got the main river channel on the deep side.
Yeah.
Right where that guy's sitting, and it comes up on that ledge real quick. And there's a lot of standing timber out on that point also.
Oh, this is perfect as far as I'm concerned, you know.
Wind blowing right in on the point.
Yeah. Cloudy. Something feels funny about this. No, guess not. Come on, fish.
Give us one more.
9 foot.
Yeah, it'll come up pretty quick. When you went down to Power Site, was it pretty safe boating from Swan Creek up?
Oh yeah. Yeah, once you get up there a little ways, you got to watch it. And I'm not that familiar with it. I went up close to the rock pile one day, and when I was coming back out, I came out a little different way and found myself in about a foot of water. And I thought, oh, I'm glad I didn't come up this way.
I think that's where Josh said that piece of metal is. You know, it's on that flat somewhere. That's what scares me. You need to have somebody show you exactly where it's at and just mark it so you know.
Right.
Was it right out in the middle? It was
No.
Or just off to the side a little?
On the Power Site side. Yeah, there's a gravel bar there. The channel comes out there, out of the turbine, and then it switches to the middle, and then it actually goes to the other side, to Foresight side, eventually. Yeah, there's a guy weighted out on that gravel bar.
Really?
Well, you can drive around that Power Site side. There's a little parking lot there where people park, and that's as far as you can drive. So it was right out in front of there.
Marking a couple fish. They're right on the bottom. 12 foot. If you're going to catch one, you need to do it in the next couple casts because it's right on the tip of the leader. Two more casts.
You say so.
Hard to give up. Right here. Almost forget Jackson's in the boat. He don't do much, does he?
No. Hmm. 13. Huh. All right.
Last cast.
Last cast. Yeah, I am crawling it on the
I am
bottom.
too. I couldn't reel any slower. It's like watching paint dry.
Yep. That one time
The one time you dropped it, you got
that
it.
I dropped it, I caught the fish. I thought, oh boy, that's the ticket, but one time. Oh well, that was fun.
It was a benefit for 40 minutes of fishing.
Yeah.
That worked for it.
Well, I bet you have. All right, guys. Appreciate Tony bringing me out, but we're gonna call it quits. It was fun. We'll see you tomorrow.